Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have my good friend Michelle from Seven Voyagers Travel today. Michelle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking for my confetti button because we're celebrating you today. You are a recent graduate of Careers on Vacation. How does it feel?
It feels awesome. Feels really good. I'm excited.
So good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for taking time to share your story with our community today. Tell everybody, if you would, a little bit about where your business was before starting Careers on Vacation, kind of where you were at and where you are now.
Okay. Well, I actually did not have a business, so this is all brand new for me. So I'm super excited. I love to travel. My degree's in international business. But I had a family, so I chose to stay home with my family, and I've homeschooled now for 17 years.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
just like I've just been searching for something to do, and travel just is something that I love. And I have people ask me all the time for advice. I'm a big Disney fan, and so I was like, I need to do this, and start earning some income, helping people. And so that's kind of how I got started. I've always had it in the back of my mind to do something with travel. I remember being even in college and walking by a storefront that was a travel agency and thinking, oh, that would be fun. And I mean, I can actually visualize it like right now as if I'm walking by that store. I remember it that vaguely.
Wow.
And just thinking how much fun that would be. But God took me on a different path, and I had 5 boys. So, and I
Wow.
ended up
I have two,
homeschooling
and I
them.
was like, boys are the worst. No, just kidding. They're so messy. Oh my gosh. You are like a
They are
saint
missed.
among
They are
travel agents right
missing.
now. I love that.
Yeah, so I love to travel. And so that's, I just started doing some research and found you on YouTube.
Oh my
And
God. Love that.
yeah, so that's just kind of how I got started.
And now, 12 weeks later, you have your own business up and running.
Yes, I
That's
do.
so
It's so
good.
exciting to be able to tell people. They're like, "Who are you working for?" I'm like, "Myself."
Myself, I'm the boss, complete
I'm the
freedom.
boss.
Yeah, and I think especially coming from like that homeschool environment, and I'm just gonna say kudos to you. Like, we homeschooled for 3 or 4 years, and by we I mean my husband, because I did none of that. God bless him. He was so like diligent and had those plans and all. We owned our own business. We've owned our own business for decades now, but we
Mhm.
were able to have that precious time with your kids. I can't imagine doing it for like, 'cause once they got to like that junior high school age, they were like, we want to go. So, but kudos for having, like, that's more work than you realize. But one thing I will say is you do have freedom though in that lifestyle. Like, we always could pick up with the kids and go
Mhm.
to Italy if we wanted to, or go to Hawaii. We could we could have school and business from wherever. So I think having that
Mhm.
freedom as a homeschooling parent, and now I don't my husband always has this good quote. He goes, once you've been a pickle, you can't go back to being a cucumber. I don't know where that comes from. Maybe an old farming quote of his grandfather's. I don't know. But I think that that's so true, because once you have freedom, it's like, no, I'm not going to compromise freedom in my life to work for someone else. So I love that you found something that you're passionate about, still
Mhm.
maintain that freedom that I'm sure you came to love, and started this new journey. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
What do you feel like, Michelle, have been your biggest wins or celebrations since taking the program?
Um, I feel like I've had quite a few wins, and I think my biggest win is actually completing the program on time. So I think because I was trying to think about that, I'm like, yeah, I think that would definitely be my biggest win because I do still homeschool, So, and
Yeah.
then I had like something happen right in the middle of the
Mm.
whole program, that kind of, put a halt on things and made me kind of put a pause. And I was like, I'm never going to get, and it was right in the middle of marketing. And I'm like, ah,
The hardest part. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm never going to get it done. But I did, I finished it. So I think that's my biggest win, just to get it completed. And I'm telling you, my everyone has just been super supportive. My husband and my children and friends and family, everybody's been super supportive, and that's been a big win too. Because I've done different ventures in the past, and people are like, "What are you doing?" So, but they're all like, "Oh, you're gonna be great at this. You're gonna be great at this." So
I
yeah.
love it. Yeah, everybody gets excited about travel for sure. And I love that you brought up having something that you didn't plan for, right? Like unplanned kind of pop in the middle. One of the things
Mm-hmm.
about our curriculum that people watching might not realize is it's all self-paced and it's all online. You do get to come to live calls, which Michelle obviously did, but you get replays if you can't make the live calls. And if something pops up, she was able to catch up by the end. So that's great. And a lot of times, you've heard us say, Michelle, because we do have people that work full time or have other things going on or have stuff pop up. Sometimes people only get to module 8, and that's okay because your membership site doesn't go anywhere. You keep that forever. Like, it's a lifetime access to the membership site and training materials. So I love that you caught up though, because I know how much work that takes when you feel like you're behind and you're like, let me double time it into the next thing, right?
Yeah, and I love that we can go back and look at the modules, and I've definitely done that, especially the marketing modules. I was actually looking back today. Like,
when you're setting up that detailed stuff, and I think that's where so many people struggle, because people are like, yeah, do this thing, go run Facebook ads, go do this, but it's like, yeah, but that's like hours and hours of learning, and like if you click one button wrong, then you're just wasting your money. So it's like, do this, do that step. It's very like tedious when you're in that learning phase. So you do have to be able to go back. And not only that, like, we have a Facebook expert on staff. We are constantly updating that curriculum because Facebook changes the rules all the time. So the ability to have that, if you go back to that module 3 years from now, I guarantee you it will look nothing like when you went through the program, because it'll all change within 3 years. Yeah. But I love that. Michelle, you know that we focus a lot on getting results for our clients in the program, and how one of the ways that we really get great results is we help you focus on having a new vision, getting clear on that vision, and really doing mindset work. How did the mindset work impact you in either your life or business as you went through this process of starting your own business?
Yeah, I love the mindset work, especially doing that at the very beginning, because it really helps to get you focused. And the one thing, like, you wouldn't think that this would help, but just the whole, okay, write your list of things that you know that you've got to get done.
Oh my gosh,
go ahead and
clearing the energy leaks exercise. Yes.
Like, clean the closet, those things that I know I'm not going to get done. But, even in the beginning, it was like, oh, this isn't too bad. But then when you get like mod 3, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I got that done.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny you bring that up, because when we're filming this, this might not film till early 2022, but we're filming at the end of 2021. I can't tell you how many times I get that exercise out and I'm like, okay, it's an ongoing thing. You have to teaching you kind of like how to shift that stuff and get it in the right place. I love that. That's funny.
Yeah, but that kind of helps to get you, in the right place and ready to sit down and start learning. But I just love, I love Brandon and his mindset classes and the videos that he did. And, my husband and I are real big into mindset and self-growth. And so it's just kind of like a reminder. It was a big reminder. And I think it's really good to kind of, and even having that mindset at the beginning prepped me for that thing that happened in the middle.
Yes. The thing oh my gosh, something crazy, unpredicted, and feels big, and it feels too heavy. Yeah.
Yes. So that really helped to prep me. And also, my coach, Evie, was really awesome helping me through that difficult time, because it was our midway point of coaching when I was going through this stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, don't worry. She was really good about keeping me there. Even in the beginning, when we had our first coaching, I had actually thought about doing this about 3 years ago. I spoke with a friend that is a travel advisor, and she actually discouraged me from doing it. So I never pursued it.
Yeah.
And then even talking with Evie on our first call, just talking about mindset and where her mindset may have been at that point when she was not encouraging me to do it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I wanted to share, is that I love the support that you get through not just you guys as coaches, but from everybody that's in the program, that's taking the class, and just so much support that is there. And like, we could be competing with each other and be like, well, I'm not going to help them because that's going to take away from me. But I have just been so impressed in the support and how everybody wants to see everybody be successful. And I just really love that about the program. One of the things that I love about the program, I think, is an awesome program.
I love that you brought that up because I always say that we're like changing the game in the travel industry because there is, again, it's that scarcity mindset where people are like, oh, I'm going to hold all the stuff. I do hundreds of hours of free education on YouTube every year, right? Because I have a belief, and it's a fact, there is enough abundance for all of us. We can support each other into success. So I love that you say that because everyone that goes through a kind of an invitation process or a pre-screening process to get into the mastermind. And one of the things that's really important to us is that we are matching the right community together, like the people who are going to support each other, because part of this experience of going through this mastermind, of course, is the education, and you're going to get a travel business. We're going to give you all the things you promise, but you get to take a family with you at the end, and you get to move over to the grad group, and then you feel that camaraderie, because this can be a very isolating career. You are home by yourself. You don't have friends. You don't know who to ask. You're like, if you're in a silo, like, what do I do, right? But we intentionally went about this program when we built it to build the community piece into it, but also to, like you said, with the coaches and the support. Imagine that. Let's have real humans instead of just another program that's out there that you're going to buy and let sit on your desktop, right? Because that contact with Evie and with Brandon and with me on those live calls, those are the things that I think, like, you have to have the ability to ask questions in this industry. It's so complicated, especially at the beginning. And if you don't do things right, that's where you get frustrated, maybe where your friend was at and where she was like, it's just this, that, because how would you know if you don't know, right? Like if someone said, Cyndi, go be a top chef in France tomorrow. I don't know how to cook French food. I barely know how to cook regular food, right? Like, how would I know how to do that? Like, but in our industry, for some reason, people expect you to go put a name tag on and go, I'm a travel agent now, and you're supposed to know everything. Then you're working in a silo with no information, no coaching, no mentor, no support. Of course, that's going to end up be a recipe for disaster. I'm just picturing me in the French restaurant, like in the bad reviews that would come from that. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like that human piece. I love that you brought that up. So that's awesome. So Michelle, walk me back to when you first found us. I always think that I'm trying to reach out to the people that are at home watching these videos going, is this for me? Who is this crazy lady on the internet? She has all these videos. Like, is she who, I always tell people, like, I always speak from my heart. So you get what you get. If I resonate with you, make the call. If not, find someone who does. And I wish you success no matter what. But when you found Careers on Vacation, you started to investigate that process and start to figure out if this is what you wanted to do. What was that process like for you personally to get started with us? Is there anything you had to overcome, or what was it like for you personally?
Yeah. So like I said, I started researching, becoming a travel agent and watching videos on YouTube. And, you were the one that popped up. And you really resonated with me because I'm the same way, like me or not. I mean, you're going to get me. This is me.
It is what it is. I don't have enough energy to be someone I'm not.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed your videos. I watched a lot of the testimonials because I am a skeptic, because I have gotten into stuff and been like disappointed.
Yeah.
So I was very skeptical, but I did a lot of research. Watched a lot of your testimonies, and even just from the very first phone call. I can't remember, Jessica, I think. That I spoke, I think so. I can't remember who I spoke with, but when I first called, it was just, or she called me, I think, I can't remember. Anyway, it was such a great experience. And so I was just really impressed from the very beginning, your videos, the testimonies, and just, talking with my husband, and just decided just to jump right in and do it because I knew it was something I wanted to do. And I had researched other things, other ways to become a travel advisor. But the thing that I love is the community. That's my biggest thing. I love the community and the support. And so that was huge for me in choosing to go with Careers on Vacation. And it was so much more. I've told my husband so many times, this is the best program ever. This is so much more than I ever expected it to be. And I'm not just saying that. It's 100% true. It has been an amazing journey, and it's just been great. It's been great. I would recommend it to everyone coming from a skeptic.
And I think that's great because I think everybody should vet before you spend any money on anything that's going to help your business, or before any decision you make. You should vet me, you should vet the program, you should vet anyone else that you're looking at. We actually have a great comparison chart on our website that shares what we do and everything we deliver, because it's a lot. Like, it's too much to talk about on every single call. But as Michelle said, the personal support is really the difference in our program. We have so many coaches in our program that have just a wealth of industry experience. I'm going on 30 years. I have people who have run agencies of 30, 40 people, and they're just the best at what they do. And we hire the best in the world for Facebook, for social media, for branding, for marketing. And you get like the normal person starting out could never afford to hire all those people. But we put together this beautiful collection of an amazing community and people that you can kind of plug into. But check out that comparison chart. You can go to careersonvacation.com and kind of peek through that. And if you are vetting other ones, you can ask them, do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Do you have this? Because it really kind of outlines all those pieces. Thank you for bringing that up, Michelle. That's a good point. So last question, would you recommend, for someone who's thinking about getting into the travel industry like you were, or someone, you worked with some of the experience agents that are on the experience track in the mastermind too, someone that wants to grow, would you recommend Careers on Vacation, and why?
100%. 100%. So, I got the map that you send in the little gift we get. And I looked at that map and I didn't quite understand it when I first got it. And I've taken that map and looked at it like in the middle and at the end. And I'm like, this is exactly what we've done. I mean, you have mapped out.
Everybody, I have something for you. Keep talking, Michelle. Keep talking.
But I love how you map out everything, and it's like you always say, if you stick with the process, it's going to work. Yes, that's the map. It was on my wall.
Yep. We're going to teach you how to skyrocket for sure.
Exactly. So, and I love I think if you're someone that is looking for community support and you don't just train to be a travel advisor. You train like the mindset, the marketing, how to handle crisis. Like, those things are huge. And I kept telling my husband, you're not going to get this just from a certification course. You're not going to get this. You're not.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend taking the course. To anyone that is thinking about doing, becoming a travel advisor, because it has just been, even just the things that I've learned personally and the growth for me personally, just like with the thing that happened in the middle, it actually what ended up being an amazing thing that happened once I came out of it. Mm-hmm. And just even with having the whole mindset thing, it helped me to see, okay, this is the way I'm supposed to go, not the way I thought I was supposed to go. But now I know this is the way that I'm supposed to go because this thing happened to me. But if I hadn't had that mindset and the support from you guys, I may have just been like, I can't do this, So it's a great, I just think it's great.
I love it. Well, Michelle, thank you so much. I just love your story, because I think that's why I love to share these stories when you guys come to me and you're like, Cyndi, let me tell you what I did. I'm like, let's tell everybody. Because when everybody comes from a different background, like I love that you came from homeschooling and that whole piece, and then you had someone next to you in class that came out of corporate. I had a lawyer recently going through, an attorney going through the course because they're just like, I'm done. And we have nurses going through the course because they're like, I'm out of the hospital. I'm done with this, right? Everybody comes from different backgrounds. So if you're watching this video and in your heart, like your dream is to become a travel agent or to have a fruitful, abundant, not just be a travel agent, but really want to create abundance in your life from your business and be able to do that on your schedule, your freedom. And I think like what Michelle did, she's able to build her business around her family. That's why I started in this home-based like world, because I used to be a travel agent for one of the biggest brands, and then I trained thousands of travel agents for that brand when we were coming up, right? But the freedom to be able to build your business around your family is what I think is the most beautiful part of Michelle's story. And if that's something you're trying to create in the new year for your life and for your business, I want to encourage you, just go over to careersonvacation.com/ready now and just book a discovery call. That is literally just a call so we can understand your goals. We had the same call with Michelle. As she said, she spoke to one of our success coaches. We're just going to learn what do you want from your business, and if it is a match, if we feel like we can help you reach those goals and exceed those goals in a big way, then we will talk to you about how to apply for the Careers on Vacation program. If not, we're still going to get you some clarity and give you some great tools and send you on your way. No hard feelings. But that's the first step to really like starting your career. So if you want to be where Michelle is, and also in the best year ever, like everybody needs travel agents right now. It's such a growing industry. It's always been a huge, robust industry, but the difference post-COVID in this new world that we're living in is everyone is looking for that certified travel agent. So that's a big deal. I don't know if I showed it earlier, but you get a certification when you go through this program. We are an ASTA affiliated travel program, and you get to show off that amazing certification when you graduate, which Michelle gets to show off and already is showing off now. So Michelle, congratulations again on the launch of your business. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see what your new company does in the new year. And as always, I'm your cheerleader for life. You're just going over the grad group. You're not going too far. But thank you for sharing your story today, Michelle.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.
All right, bye. Thank you.
She's calling me, like the rainbow. She's calling me, like the rainbow.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.
She's calling me.